We have the market data through the end of November 2025, and we're going to be talking about three things today. So the first is closed and pending sales, what's happening with them. The second is pricing. Where are we at price-wise year to date? And the last one is where is supply? So if you want to know what's happening in the real estate market, watch the rest of this video. All right, diving into the numbers, let's go look at inventory and sales real quick. You can see the red line represents active listings. So currently we have 987. So that's a drop from month over month, which is pretty typical this time of year. We see people taking their homes off the market if they don't sell, heading into the holidays. This time last year, we had 852. So we're up a little bit, I would say, probably about 15% or so more inventory year over year. Looking at the closed sales for the month of November, we're up about 10%, 501 last month versus 461 in 2024. And then the pending sales was up nominally, looks like about 2.5% year over year. So a little bit more pending sales in November this year, quite a bit more closings. So I told you we'd talk about pricing. We'll just scroll down here and see where we're shaping up year to date. The average sold price in Ada County is up 2.4% year to date. For all the doom and gloom comments and thoughts and videos you see all over the internet, you can kind of see, other than this 1 year, for the past decade, it's pretty much been a consistent ladder up. And I've been hearing, I personally had many people who came to me to sell their home because they wanted to take their equity out right here in 2019, 2018, even 2020. They said, hey, the market's too high. I'm going to wait for it to come down. And of course, that didn't work out in the Ada County area for them, unfortunately. So that's kind of what we're looking at from a average sold price. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't mean that your home has definitely gone up in value. It likely has, but this is just the average price of homes that are selling. If you come over here, you can see we're actually selling quite a few homes in the higher price range. If you go back 3, 4, 5 years ago, we didn't have hardly any of these homes in the 1.5 plus range. You go back 15 years ago, I remember single digit solds over 1 million. I could pull that data up if anyone wants me to get that for you, but there was single digit solds in a 12-month period in Ada County over $1 million in 2010, 11, 12, excluding acreage. So this is what we want to look at here today, is this months of supply. It's 1.9 months of supply. How do we come up with that? Well, they take the amount of homes sold in the last 12 months, which is 6,081, and they figure out how many homes are active right now. So there are 6,081 that have sold in the last 12 months. So you just take 6,081 and you divide that by 12, you come up with 506 sell per month. And if you divide 506 into 987, you end up with 1.9 months of supply. So that's effectively where we're at right now. That just means that if we have no new listings in the next 2 months, we will definitely be out of homes to sell. So what does this mean to you? Essentially, we're in a time of year where the people who are on the market are very serious about getting their home sold. So if you're a buyer, this could be a great time to go in and negotiate. Some of the sellers have fatigue, right? They're like, I don't know if our home will ever sell. And then they finally get an offer and they say, you know what, we just need to take this and move forward. So if you're a buyer, it's probably a good time to go shopping. You can really negotiate right now at a pretty decent clip. If you're a seller, the people who are looking to buy right now are typically very serious. People aren't out gallivanting, looking at homes in the middle of winter. Like, they're usually touring homes because they're serious about buying. So the cool thing is there's way less supply. I mean, if we go back to these numbers just a few months ago, we were in the 2.5 month range, 2.7 month range. So supply's actually been coming down, which just means your competition is going down. So it's not a horrible time to be a seller right now. You just try to find this balance. So we've gone over closed and pending sales. You've seen those year over year. We are up on both, up on closings quite a bit more. Pending sales just up a little bit. Inventory year over year is up slightly, but the supply itself is actually coming down. Not anything I would be too crazy about. This is pretty normal for this time of year. A lot of people are taking breaks right now. And then you have the year-to-date pricing. Real estate has gone up. And just breaking back down this pricing chart here, we can send this to you if you're interested. Reach out to your favorite City of Trees real estate agent. We'd be happy to share this with you. We actually have it even for different areas. You can see this as Ada County as a whole, and it's existing. We have it for new construction. We have it for each city. We have it for each zip code. If you want data and you like to know that like we do, we'd be happy to. One other thing that's interesting to note, you can see the average active listing price is $753. The average pending is $630, and then the average sold is $625. You have the triers of the world. Unfortunately, not all real estate agents are created equal, and a lot of sellers are like, hey, I'd sell my home if I could get $1 million. So you do see some listings that are just trying to sell. Now, they don't typically sell, right? If they're overpriced, they're typically not going to sell, especially in this market. So having an agent who can help you price a home out, even if you think it's a great deal, it doesn't necessarily mean it is. And sometimes there's room to negotiate on that. So you want to have someone that can look at this data and tell you, where you should be coming in at for an offer. For example, we can see right now, just for fun, I'll show you. If you're in the $600,000 to $800,000 range, those sellers are getting 99.1% of their original asking price. So does that mean they're actually netting that? Not necessarily. We're seeing a lot of sellers give concessions right now for rate buy downs and other things as well. A lot of that will actually be driven by the days on market. You can see that, we're anywhere from 36 to 67 days on market. We have an average of 37 days on market. So as you get closer and closer and closer to that average days on market, you can typically negotiate, a better deal for yourself. Again, all of this is stuff that your agent will be able to do. And, a lot of people don't understand that who you hire matters. So I encourage you, even if you have a great friend or family member who is an agent, interview agents, check with a few people on the City of Trees real estate team, call your favorite one, whoever may have sent you this. If you don't have one, go to our website. You can find a great agent and, find out why so many people choose City of Trees to list and sell their homes as well as purchase. We'd love to help you out. I think we're helping nearly 375 families in 2025. So thank you to all of you who trust us with your business. And if you have questions or need anything else, let us know in the comments, reply to this email if you got it that way, or reach out to your favorite agent and they can help you out. Stay tuned for next month. So that'll be at the beginning of the year. We'll actually recap the whole year and just kind of take a look at some of the numbers and what is happening in the market. I'll also give a forecast of what I expect to be taking place in 2026. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next one.